Hey everybody, welcome to the last week of lessons. Today's lesson is pretty short. You have to look at your informational writing and go through an editing checklist to make sure that you've fixed everything that you need to fix and that you have everything you're supposed to have. And then you can start working on your slide for our group slideshow that features your most important details from your writing. And I'll explain a little bit about how to set that up. Before we do all that, let's take a quick look at the Corgi cam to see what Piper's up to. The weather is a little bit cooler. She's a little bit happier, although she's been very stubborn on her walks lately. She refuses to move unless she gets a lot of treats, but she's getting a little porky, so I didn't want to give her too many treats. So today we had a standoff, so she's kind of giving me the cold shoulder. But let's take a look at the Corgi cam and see what Piper's up to. So once you have your comments back from me about what you need to do to make your essay a little bit better, you'll want to go through and make those revisions, and then you'll want to do an editing checklist. So let's take a look at what you should be looking for as you finalize your paper. The first thing that you want to check is to make sure that your essay is well structured and that you communicated good information to your readers. And most of you have done that. You want to look at your introduction and see that it provides a good preview of the topic and that it gets your readers interested. Remember, we talked about it being kind of like a movie trailer. You want to make sure that you've used transitions and headings to help your readers move smoothly from one subtopic to the next. And you want to make sure that your conclusion brings together all of your ideas and gives your reader a takeaway or something to think about or do as a result of reading your essay. You want to make sure that your topic is focused, that you've used headings to indicate your subtopics, that you've sequenced your information in a way that helps your organization, so it makes sense as you go from one subtopic to the next, that you included various kinds of information. Do you have facts? Do you have quotes from people? Do you have diagrams or pictures? All of those things count as valuable information. And then you want to make sure that you've used trusted and reliable sources and that you gave those sources credit. The credit should appear in the paper itself, either in the sentences or as parenthetical citations afterwards, and also in your works cited. Does your writing show that you worked deliberately to connect your ideas? Does it look like you made an effort to really think about how you were bringing all of the pieces together? And did you include a works cited that is in the proper MLA form, and you have examples for how to do that? So that's the editing checklist. Those are the things that you need to go through to make sure that you've accomplished as you're finalizing your draft of your paper. You will be turning in a final draft of your essay so that you have that sense of completion and you know that you've done everything that you could possibly do to make your topic very exciting and interesting to your reader, and that your writing is really communicating the best that it can. So the next step that we have is to work on our slideshow. And the slideshow could be a lot of fun depending how creative you want to get with it. So what I've done is I've created a Google slideshow that I will share with everyone. It's called Informational Writing. Everything we know about our topics in one slide. So you have one slide to use. So here you can see my completed slide. I put in a background to make it look like a TED Talk. I loaded up one of my Bitmojis to make it look like I was giving the TED Talk. And then I created 3 areas where you can click. And if you click on these, it'll take you to the link that gives you the information about my topic, about my subtopic. So the first one is frog anatomy, what makes frogs so special. My second subtopic was environmental impacts on frogs. And it just give a little bit of information from each subtopic. And I actually just copy pasted it from my longer paper. So you can see that I did that for all three subtopics. I have the title of my paper, Frogs Are Dying, Who is to Blame and What Can We Do to Stop It? I have my name somewhere on the slide. Mine is over here in the corner on the podium. So you might be wondering, how do you do this? How do you guys might already know how to do this. This was kind of new for me. So I'm going to make a new slide and I'm going to show you just a couple of the things that I used. So in order to get the background, I went to Insert, I went to Image, and I went to Search the Web. And here I looked up TED Talk because I thought that would be kind of a fun background image. And I just picked one that I thought was sort of neutral. This one might work. So you just click on it and hit Insert. And it'll show up on your screen. Okay? Now that person doesn't look like me, so I went to my Bitmoji and I looked up talk. Then you just copy the image that you want and you paste it into your slide. Maybe I set that over there. That looks kind of fun. I need to get rid of this character because that's not really me. So I'm going to insert a shape. I'm going to insert a rectangle. And I'm going to kind of draw. It's going to cover the D a little bit, but that's okay. So I'm going to draw over that. And I'm going to fill that in with some fun color. Maybe that. Oh, that kind of clashes a little bit. I'm going to go back. Well, that's kind of bright. But you get the idea. All right. And in there, I might want to put my title. So I insert a text box. And I write title of my paper. You'll actually write the title in there. And then if you want to, I can show you quickly how to link a document the way that I did. So how I did that was, well, first I created a speech bubble, which you don't have to do. I mean, you could create some other kind of shape. Maybe I put a shape here like that. And then I want my first information to go there. So what I did is I inserted a text box and I basically then inserted a link. And I'll just grab, I don't know, I'll grab what I did was I kind of just took a little bit of information from my paper, copy, new document. I put it on a new document. I used some fun font to make it kind of cool. This is for my intro, so I'm just doing this to demonstrate. This is not, I used Cranky, which I thought looked kind of cool. So in order to share a link for a document, you go to Share, wants me to give a name, so okay, we name it. Then get shareable link. So I click on that. And then here it says anyone at Forest Hills Public School who has the link can view it. You can let people edit it, comment, or just view it. I'm just going to let them view it. And then I hit copy link. So now the link is copied. And I go back to my slide. And first of all, I would type in probably my subtopic heading. So my first one was frog anatomy. And then I paste my link here. Paste. And apply. So, well, it looks kind of silly. Let's stretch that out a little bit. Now, I could have said frog anatomy, click here, which is what I did in the other one. But when I click on frog anatomy, the document comes right up. And it takes you right to the document. So that's a kind of fun way to add information that isn't taking up all the space on your document. So the things that I've used so far is insert image, search the web. I've inserted shapes. I inserted text boxes. And then I inserted links. And the documents you have to have ready to go. And then again, to get to sharing the document, you just go up here to share, get shareable link, check and make sure that people can only view it, copy the link, and then you insert the link in your slide. Okay? So you can kind of play around with that a little bit, design it, how you would like it. If you need help with that, send me an email or we could do a little Zoom and play around with it together to help you out with that. All right? So that's how you could create your slide. Now, you all know way more technology tricks than I do, so go for it if you know something else that's fun. All right. I'll leave both of these in there so you can kind of see them. Just ask that you don't mess with other people's slides, that you just work on your own slides so that other people have the chance to make their work kind of cool as well. All right. So once you've started working on your slide, that's really the main work that you need to do in addition to editing your paper to make sure that you have made all the corrections that you need to make. And those are the things that I'd like you to hand in on Wednesday. And then Wednesday we'll do one final wrap up of the unit, and that'll be that. Can you believe that we've made it to the end? And hopefully you've learned so much about your topic. I can't wait to see your final products. So until then, have fun, play outside, do your work, read a good book, be nice to your family, and hug your pets. See ya.